I found it at an estate sale in a house that smelled like damp earth and old regrets. It's a mirror, the kind with 3 panels that fold inward. The frame is made of dark, heavy mahogany, and the glass has that wavy, antique quality that makes everything look a little distorted. The old woman selling it told me it was a truth mirror. She said the center panel shows who you are, the left shows who you were, and the right shows who you'll become. I thought it was just a clever sales pitch to get me to pay $50 for a piece of furniture. I hung it in my hallway. That night, I decided to test her theory. I stood in front of the center panel. My reflection looked back at me. Tired eyes, messy hair, the same mark I see every morning. Then, I glanced at the left panel. My breath caught. In the left mirror, I looked younger, much younger. I was wearing the bright red hoodie I'd lost when I was 10. I was smiling, a gap-toothed grin that I hadn't seen in decades. It was a perfect, moving memory trapped in glass. Heart racing, I slowly turned my head to the right panel. To the future. In the right mirror, the hallway was dark. I saw myself, but I was older. Gray hair, wrinkled skin. I was standing in the exact same spot. But my reflection was gasping, its hands clawing at its own throat. A pair of long, pale, skeletal arms were wrapped around my neck from behind, squeezing until the future mark turned a sickening shade of blue. I stumbled back, my heart hammering against my ribs. "It's just a trick of the light," I whispered. "The glass is just old." I tried to fold the panels shut, but they wouldn't budge. They were locked in place. I grabbed a heavy book from the console table, ready to smash the glass. But then I noticed something that stopped my heart. In the right-hand mirror, the one showing my death, the skeletal hands weren't just on the reflection. They were reaching out of the glass. The thin, gray fingers were curling around the edge of the mahogany frame, entering my hallway. I looked over my shoulder. The hallway behind me was empty. No monster, no skeletal arms. But when I looked back at the mirror, the future mark was gone. The right panel was now a perfect reflection of my current self. I was looking at myself in the present, and the skeletal hands were now wrapped around my neck in the reflection. I felt a sudden icy pressure against my windpipe. I couldn't breathe. I tried to scream, but only a dry wheeze came out. I reached up to pull the hands away, but my fingers passed right through the air. There was nothing there to grab. I looked at the center mirror. My reflection was standing perfectly still, watching me struggle with a cold, empty expression. He wasn't helping. He was waiting. Then, the center reflection did something impossible. He reached out and grabbed my real wrists. His grip was like iron. "The old woman was wrong about one thing, Mark," my reflection whispered, his voice vibrating through the glass. "It doesn't show you the future. It shows you the replacement." The reflection pulled. My hands disappeared into the surface of the mirror as if it were water. I felt the cold glass swallow my arms, then my shoulders. I looked at the right panel one last time. My future was no longer being strangled. The skeletal hands had let go. The creature was now standing in my hallway, picking up my car keys and straightening my hoodie. It looked into the mirror at me, now trapped behind the glass, and winked. Then, it folded the panels shut, locking me into the darkness forever.